Hello, I'm Dr. Jim Anderson, and I've just published a book on public speaking that I think you might be interested in. The title of this book is Secrets to Planning the Perfect Speech: How to Plan to Give the Best Speech of Your Entire Life. So look, giving a speech is never an easy thing to do, but you can make your next speech be more successful if you properly plan to give it. In this book, I cover a number of different things that I think can really help you when you're planning your next speech. The first one is to understand that one of the most important and most powerful techniques that we can include in our next speech as speakers is stories. Stories is how we, as humans, have been communicating things forever and ever. And if you plan to include a story in your speech, it's going to be powerful, and your audience is going to remember what you said long after you're done speaking. The next thing that we're going to talk about is technical presentations. And I don't know about you, but I always get a little nervous when I get invited to a technical presentation because far too often they turn out to be really, really boring. And there's no reason for that. If you properly plan your next technical presentation, you can hold your audience's attention throughout the entire presentation. However, you're not going to be able to do it if you don't plan for it. The next thing that we're going to talk about is persuasion. Look, when you're giving a speech, you're doing it for a reason. You want to convince your audience to take some form of action. But in order to make that happen, you're going to have to be able to successfully convince them that what you're telling them is correct. It can be done, you just got to plan to do it. And finally, when we're wrapping things up, we're going to talk about the fact that prior to giving your speech, you have to come up with a plan to connect with your audience. What this means is before you take the stage, you have to know who's in your audience and what their view on the world is, or at least the view on the topic that you're going to be talking about. I'm going to tell you exactly how to make sure that you know your audience before you start to give your next speech. So, down below, you'll find all the information that you need on what you have to do to get your hands on a copy of this book. But this is the book that you need to read if you truly want to become a better public speaker.